All right, so today, guys, we are doing volume of cones. And then we need to round to the nearest tenth. So let's get started. Volume formula is 1/3 times big B times H. So we need to identify the height, that's 4. And then remember that big B is the area of the base. This right here, the area of the base. Well, the area of the base, that would be area of a circle. So first we need to do area of a circle. Okay, an area of a circle, that would be pi times radius squared. And the radius in this circle is 2. So pi times 2 squared. And we also have 1/3 right there still. Times the height, which is 4. So we have 1/3 times pi times 4. Actually, we'll already just do that. 4 times 4 is 16. So we have 1/3 times pi times 16. We can do pi, 3.14, use your calculator, times 16, which is, so now we have 1/3 times 50.24. And then 1/3 is the same thing as doing dividing by 3, so 50.24 divided by 3. And that's going to give us 16.74. But remember that we're rounding to the tenths. So that's going to end at 16.7 yards cubed. All right, now let's move on to the next one, number 2. Okay, so volume equals 1/3 times big B times H. So we have 1/3 times, remember that big B is the area of the circle, about the base, so pi, radius 17 squared times the height 20. So we have 17 times 17 is 289 times 20. So we have 1/3 times pi times 5,780. That's from 17 squared times 20. Now we're going to do that times 3.14. So we have 1/3 times 18,149.2. Remember that 1/3 times a number is the same thing as doing divided by 3. So we're going to take that number and divide it by 3. And we get 6,049.73. But we're rounding to the tenths. So it's going to stop at 6,049.7 meters cubed. All right, moving on to number 3. Let's see if I can get black. Okay, so we have B equals 1/3 times big B times H. So 1/3 times big B, that's going to be pi r is, in this case, it says 7 is the diameter, but we don't want to use 7. We want to use radius. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So 3.5 squared times the height is 4. So 3.5 times 3.5 is 12.25. Then times 4. We have 1/3 times pi times 49. And 49 came from this. So 49 times 3.14. And that's going to give us 1/3 times 153.86. We're going to do that divided by 3. And we get, so 153.86 divided by 3 is 51.28. But we're only rounding to the tenths. And the 2 is going to go up because it has an 8. So it becomes 51.3 cubic meters. All right, let's go ahead and do number 4. One more. So V equals 1/3 times big B times H. So 1/3 times pi times 3.6 squared times the height is 5.2. So 3.6 times 3.6, and make sure you're using a calculator for this, is 12.96. I'm going to do that times 5.2, and that gives me 67.392. So 1/3 times pi times that. Now I'm going to multiply that times 3.14. And I get a pretty big number. 1/3 times 211.61. So divide that by 3. And we get 70.53. But remember, we're only keeping it to the tenths. So it's going to stay 70.5 cubic meters. And if you have any questions, make sure that you comment in Google Classroom or whatever your teacher has for you in place. I will be answering questions during our scheduled time, and I hope this is helpful. All right, talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.